Hey, I'm Ivan, business automation specialist at Relevate, and today we're going to be unboxing Zoho Sales IQ. Now, Sales IQ is a chatbot that you can put on your website and close more business faster. So you're interacting with your customers, you're talking to them whilst they're on your website. I've even closed a deal while standing at the deli aisle in the supermarket. I've booked meetings while I was on the train waiting to get to my destination. Knowing that people are on your site is a powerful thing. Even if you're small, you can drop your website link into a chat if you're in like a networking event or something like that. And as soon as that link goes in, you can start watching the chat to see how many people have accessed your website. And then when they pop in, you can say hello. You can see things like what country they're in, roughly what area they're in, what their sort of database or what IP address they are close to. So let's dive in and let's have a look at the product. Okay, so one of the first few things you see when you log into Sales IQ, there will be a pop-up asking you to put in your site code. Now, just to show you, basically by site code, I mean the embed code that you put onto the website. So if I go over to a website that we've got this installed, so this is our learning management system or our academy. And on the bottom right, you can see we've got this little area here. And at the moment, it's showing we're offline. Now, if I click on that, it puts a form here. So you can see I can add name, number, phone number, and then log in. Now, if I'm logged in I'm on a different account at the moment for the demo, but if I'm logged in, you'll then see it'll pop up with, hi, we're online, and then you can start engaging with chat. But what it does is you use this form to capture the lead. So as soon as the lead has been captured, they will go into your CRM as a lead and into your Zoho desk or your support desk as a chat transcript that you have potentially missed. Okay, so let's go back to Sales IQ. Now, this ring here, basically, this is just showing you as people come onto your website. So at the moment, I've got it set up for time, so I can see that it's going to show me time spent on the website. You could change the view to say, all right, well, if depending on their CRM value, so if they're a customer, or maybe you want to see the last activity time, so or past chat, so if they've visited your site a certain amount of time, etc. Then you might want to see it in a list instead of in a ring view. But we go back to the ring view. The more they go to the center based on time spent, the longer they've been on the site. So if you've got lots of people on the site, you want to engage the ones that have been there the longest, maybe give the ones that just got there a time to look around. If I click into my chats, you can see any kind of missed or closed or past chats that turn up. And again, I'm in the demo account, so there's not a lot here. Visitors, you can start to see all the people that have visited your site. So here we've got this one was from Sydney, New South Wales. They came direct. They spent 1 minute, 23 seconds. We've got some here from Canberra. They came direct. You can see their IP address. You see other things like the conversations. There is calling through here as well. You can see lead score as it comes in. And then you can also identify not only the country, but you can then start to see what device they're using. You can tag them as well. So if you've seen someone come in a few times, maybe they're a particular type of customer, you want to engage with them in a particular way, you can do that here. Chats, it really gives you all your back history of chats that you've had. So let's go back to chats and we'll go missed chats. None? Okay, no worries. Any calls, so you can have it so that they click a button and basically click to call through the browser. You can request feedback. In fact, when a chat ends, it'll ask them, what did you think? And they give you, a smiley face, a frowny face, that sort of thing. Your reports, so you can see when people came, how long they stayed, what pages they visited, average time on page, and, by device, are people accessing mostly by mobile? That'll give you a good indication on whether or not you need to mobile optimize your site a bit more. Visitor sources, where are they coming from? What region are they in? It all helps you with your marketing. Then you've got things like canned replies. So if I'm going to add a canned reply, let's just say I have an initial message I want to reach out with. So I can go, hi, first name. How are you going today? My name is such and such, and I'm here to help you with X. Rather than typing that every time, you can hit a short letter code or quickly select it from a list. And then that canned response goes into the message, and that's your reply. Cues. So when people have, questions that they've asked 100 times, instead of typing it out every time. Knowledge articles. You can add articles into the chat. So if someone goes, how do I reset my password? You can just go click, done, next, and then deal with the next person. Small talk. All right. So we've got conversational AI that's built into the system. Business terms. So you might have common terminologies. So you can train your bot. You can also train your human, the ones that are using the system, and then unanswered questions. So you can then start to It's kind of like the FAQ, but it's more around kind of guiding the user on what we don't know yet, perhaps. All right. So let's delve into the settings here. I'm going to go over settings. We've got my profile, sort of like your individual name, the company, who the operators are, departments, that sort of thing. Brands. Now you can put multiple brands in. I've only got one, but you can also install this chat across multiple websites. So you might have the installation code, and let's just say we want to grab the website, and then we can grab the code. We can apply that into the website, and you can decide whether you want that to be chat and call, or just chat, or just call. And then you can restrict on whether that's on multiple websites or just one, or you can put it into a link, etc. Let's go back. You can use the chat feature inside of the application. If you're building an app and you want to make sales embedded in there, then you can do that here. Personalization, our color is green, so we can change the color. We can add any kind of like stickers. So when it comes up, I'm not sure if you heard that, but I can choose the sound that plays when it pops, whether it's on the bottom left or right. The appearance, do I want a curvy, flat, angled? What's the color? Do I want to add a custom color? Other rules, you could do things like, this is looking up a knowledge base. Maybe it's going to look up somewhere in the system, the language formats, the font. And then in other areas, you could do things like, what happens when someone engages? How long before the chat automatically pops up? What kind of channels are you working on, and depending on what channel, what do you want them to see? There's privacy settings. You can even go as far as creating some very complex bot conversations. So you can basically have a question tree and then ask the customer, is it billing related? Is it sales related? Is it something else related? Then you go further down, and is it about a current bill, a past bill, a future bill, whatever. And then you've got different interfaces that you can customize. So operator interface. Are you going to allow the users to do certain things or restrict them? Are you going to allow the customer to do certain things or restrict them? Email templates. So sending the chat transcript, what does that look like? You can block swear words, you can tag things. And then there's all sorts of other integrations. So the Apple TVs, if you want to put the chat feed up on a TV and have reports, then Messenger, Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp, there's all the ones that you can message from. You've got things like automation rules, so routing it to the right department. Maybe there's a particular visitor and you want to route them to a particular person in your team. Say for example, a high-end customer or key stakeholder or something like that. Then you've got, routing is planning to be more of a call system as well. Lead scoring, company scoring, all of these things, triggers. I do love a good automation rule. So maybe based on a certain page that people visit, or based on how they got there, or what browser they're using, that could trigger a chat pop-up with a particular question. So if you've got some products, you might want to say, hey, were you thinking of using that product in your lounge room? Were you thinking of putting, where in your lounge room are you thinking of putting this couch, as an example? Then you've got controls around, monitoring. So you can allow a bot to monitor the conversation, and then you can even have multiple people monitor the chats. So you can have a supervisor and then your end customer. You can block IPs. You can, here we go, import is a new feature. Add resources to strengthen your knowledge base without creating them manually. All right, so importing external documents. Then you've got the bot. So you can actually build quite a complex bot and use scripts and AI to really provide a custom experience so that your customer can get questions answered faster or be routed to the right department faster without having to chew up your stuff. And then on things like integrations, whether or not you're using campaigns, so you're sending them email marketing as a result of certain stages, triggers, buttons, etc. Then you've got CRM, desk, etc. And there are other things that you can plug them into, like Salesforce, like ActiveCampaign, etc., so that you can use this application on a range of, or with a range of tools. On the help desk side, it doesn't always have to be Zoho. You've got things like Zendesk, Zoho Checkout. You can actually collect payments, so that makes it quite easy to quickly grab a payment URL. And then if I add that one, should be able to grab a payment URL, drop it in the chat. So if someone says, hey, I want to pay a bill, I've got credit, can you help me? You can go, sure. Click, here's the link. They put it in, put the amount in, give you the details, and pay the bill. All right, let's go back over here. And, things like webhooks, widgets, form controllers, etc. So when you are using a more detailed integration, you can start to push in and out of other software tools so that you can automate certain steps in the journey. Okay, so that is a really quick rundown of Zoho Sales IQ, which is fantastic for being able to grab information, engage with customers that are on your website, and basically proactively turn your website into a selling machine. So if you like that, if you like any of our other videos, please subscribe, give us a like, add a comment, ask any questions. We're always here to answer. Otherwise, take care and thank you for watching.